Hello everyone, my name is Gabby, and welcome back to the Dragon Ball Super Review. This time we're reviewing episode 62. With Trunks' power-up, he seems to be standing up to Black and Zamasu, although he knows it's not enough to defeat them. So he demands Goku and Vegeta go back to the past while he holds them off and try to find a way to defeat them. So back in the past, Goku and Vegeta recuperate and explain the situation to everyone. It's Piccolo who has an idea of how to defeat them. The Mafuba. They don't have to get strong enough to defeat them, all they need to do is seal them up. Goku goes to the Muten Roshi and asks to learn the Mafuba, which he does within a few hours. Soon they'll go back to the future and it's time for round 3. So, what did I like about this episode? Well, first of all, I really enjoyed the way they implemented the supporting cast members. I'm not going to say it's an actual flaw of the arc, but one of the real intentional things of the arc is that it was very specific in what characters they decided to focus on and which characters they decided to go and help fight and just be important to the plot in the first place. In that, especially, like a lot of the characters, but specifically Gohan and Goten, spent this entire arc either off-screen or having, if they were on screen, basically just having explanations as to why they were going to be off screen for the rest of the entire arc. But here, everyone was brought back. And while they might not be specifically that important in the long run, I did like the things that they did by bringing them back. Like with Kid Trunks and Goten, the thing that they did was Kid Trunks, upon realizing Future Trunks was in danger, immediately goes off to Goten and he's like, listen, Big Me is in danger, we've got to go together, we've got to go and help him, come on, we'll go and fuse him, we'll help him. And I'm like, oh my god, I loved that because I love these kids trying to take initiative and actually trying to help people. It's definitely a far cry from the bratty kid we saw in the Boost Saga. And then with Gohan, I did actually like the fact that they sort of acknowledged the idea that Gohan literally didn't know about everything about this because Future Trunks purposely wanted to leave him out of the loop, and it's like now he sort of reacts to it and he seems actually kind of a little bit upset in the fact that all of this stuff was going on and he had no idea it was happening and he probably could have realized but he didn't realize. It's probably not going to lead to anywhere, but I like the fact that they did acknowledge it. It makes episode 52 feel a lot less kind of stupid because they are kind of almost using it as a plot point. And the other thing that they're bringing back in this arc is the Mafuba. I mean, if you guys haven't seen Dragon Ball, I know you might have no idea what it is. The Mafuba was the thing that they were using to try and defeat Piccolo Daimao. Didn't have a very good track record, honestly, in the series, in that it's, besides the way it was the reason that Piccolo Daimao was sealed in the first place, but besides that, it has never been successfully used on screen. It's always been deflected or a miss or the seal doesn't work or something like that. So I've got to say it's kind of strange that they're bringing this back. I don't know if this is kind of, when I heard this, I thought this might be kind of a Toei thing. This doesn't really feel like something that Toriyama would actually remember well enough to make this a plot point for the next arc. So I don't know if this is going to be a really plot relevant thing. Maybe this is just going to be another kind of red herring and in the end that Mafuba is not going to work. But if they do use it and this is the way they deal with Zamasu, especially because he is immortal, I've got to say that's a very interesting way of dealing with it. It's a nice callback to something earlier on in the series and it makes kind of sense. It also sort of makes sense as to why they're not using it on other enemies, because here Zamasu especially is an enemy who is immortal. They can't beat them. Even if they're stronger than him, they can't beat him. So obviously the only way you can beat an immortal guy is by sealing him up somewhere. So I think it's a smart idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but if it does work, I think it's a smart idea. And it is really nice to see Goku going to the Muten Roshi and just acting basically like he was in Dragon Ball, just acting like this really eager student. He wants to learn this. He because he likes this. He likes getting stronger and learning new things and stuff like that. And I was like, it's so nice seeing that aspect of Goku because we honestly don't see it that often. I just really enjoy seeing Goku just be so passionate about stuff like this and be passionate about stuff like this and not also have that be selfish. As for what I didn't like about this episode, well, the fact that when they go back to the past, Goku and Vegeta and everyone else are just trying to come up with a plan to defeat Black and Zamasu just made me realize how kind of dumb it was that they didn't come up with a plan before they decided to go back to the past. Literally last episode before. After all, Black is at least stronger than them and Zamasu is immortal. So you'd think they would have tried to have an actual plan as to what they were going to do, some kind of way of defeating them before actually trying to face them. Obviously you could use the excuse that when they decided to go back to Trunks' future for the second time, they thought that maybe they actually would have been retconned out of existence like Beerus said, and maybe they wouldn't have to fight them. But still, you'd think they still would have had that plan in their mind, still would have had that thought in their mind, what if Beerus was wrong? What if Black and Zamasu were there? Because they are stronger than us. They will try to kill us most likely. We should actually think of what we should do. We should actually have like a contingency plan for the worst case scenario, and they didn't, and it's like, really guys? Really, this isn't just like a game. Your lives are literally on the line here. You need to think about this stuff. Unless you want to die, you should think about this stuff, please. The other issue I have with this episode, and this might sound a little strange coming from me, but I didn't really like the fact that it brought back all the supporting cast, especially Gohan and Goten. The issue I have with Gohan and Goten specifically is that they had already been given excuses as to why they weren't going to be involved in the plot. With Goten, it was because Chi-Chi was basically forcing him to study and didn't want him involved. And with Gohan, the excuse was that Future Trunks didn't tell him what was going on because he didn't want him in the loop because he wanted him to be happy with his life. And the issue is, I had accepted those excuses. I thought they were stupid sometimes, but I had accepted those excuses. I thought that that was clearly an intentional part of the story, that they didn't want to include these characters in the arc, they wanted to focus on a much smaller cast, and I thought it'd be much better to just keep that smaller cast than trying to shove literally every member of the supporting cast in every arc where they clearly don't belong. And that's almost what this episode felt like. Because I really don't think that Gohan and Goten and Kid Trunks and Piccolo and Krillin and everyone are going to be important at all in the final battle between Black and Zamasu, because they're going to go in the future and it's probably still just going to be Goku and Vegeta in the time machine and no one else. So the obvious question is, why would you bring all these characters when we are pretty sure these characters aren't going to do anything in the arc or the next few episodes, or just anything in general? It just feels like they're just there, like, kind of to just mark attendance of a role, but like they're not there to do anything significant, so it just feels like their overall inclusion in the arc is just kind of pointless. So, as for next episode, it's round 4 against Black for Goku, and round 3 against Black for Vegeta. So with some more training and a new technique, are they going to be able to win? Honestly, the thing is, I actually still don't know. I mean, obviously we know they're going to win at the end, but I still don't know how they're going to win, because, once again, Black is stronger than them, it seems. Actually, it seems pretty obvious Black is stronger than them, and the Mafuba has failed many times before, so I'm not really expecting that to be a be-all, end-all kind of thing, although it does give us one opportunity for them to win. Once again, the most interesting thing about this arc right now, for me, is that I don't know how they're going to get stronger enough to win, or disable them, or find some way to destroy them. Like, it does feel like they could almost fail, even though we know they're not going to, because, well, I mean, they failed before at this point. They failed twice. So is it going to be third time's charm now? I assume so, but the way we're gonna get there, I think that's the most interesting part for me. So that was Dragon Ball Super episode 62. While it sort of kind of made the events of the last 2 episodes sort of pointless, it was still an enjoyable episode on its own. It was kind of like a fun fan service episode. Just go and bring back the supporting cast, bring back stuff from Dragon Ball of all things, just make a whole bunch of references to things that happened before. And I really enjoyed it. I don't know if this is all going to lead to anywhere. It might just be a fun fan service episode that is kind of almost completely pointless in the long run, but at least we got this. At least they didn't just completely brush over every character all the time and just never mention them ever again. It's nice to know that Toei does acknowledge that there are more characters and there's more to this story than just Goku and Vegeta and sometimes Future Trunks and Super Saiyans and new forms and stuff like that. So it's nice to always see that when it happens. It's the calm before the storm, and the storm is going to be next episode. I hope the storm is going to be good. And by good, I mean good to watch. Hopefully it's not going to destroy anyone's houses, but I don't even know what this metaphor is anymore. So this is Gabby, signing out, and I'll see you all next week. Bye, guys.